Yo, Daikin, has the netcode for Melty Blood type Luna got any better? It got a little bit better, actually, but I've been meaning to talk to you guys about rollback in the sense of the storm before the calm that may be the thing that we have to worry about for a little bit. Let's talk about that, actually. So if you guys actually remember one time we were playing Melty Blood type Luna, I stated something that my training partner actually said, and he stated when this game, we were having issues playing it, he said he'd rather play a delay-based game with stable delay than a deal with bad implemented rollback. And it really got me thinking, right? And I was like, now that I think about it, when I thought about it even more after that state, I was like, well, first of all, I did agree with him, right? Because when you think about bad rollback, it's just teleporting all over the place. There's no way to really like distinguish what's happening. You think you're getting hits and the game's telling you no and stuff like that. You know, when it's really bad, when you're having bad connections like that. Some games just don't have it properly implemented. Like you take Street Fighter, for example. Street Fighter doesn't have the best netcode when it comes to its rollback. Melty Blood type Luna, it's gotten better. It wasn't the best at first. It's still a little bit finicky, but it's a little bit better. You also think of the King of Fighters beta, right? It was having very bad one-sided rollback issues and stuff like that. So I got to thinking that when it comes to actual rollback, or just the era that we're in, the rollback introduction era, as I like to call it, a lot of companies are still trying to find their footing when it comes to rollback and how to implement it within the games. It's very new to them, right? They're not used to using rollback. They're used to using delay. So we may have to go through an initial era period of like a year or two of companies just having improper or non-good functioning rollback, and we may have to deal with some games that seemingly may come out worse than actual the delay. That's funny to think about, right? That we may have some games that actually function worse because the netcode isn't actually properly implemented. Think about it. Would you rather have a game where the one-sided rollbacks are consistent, so the match, no matter where you are, you could be like down the street near your opponent, but because the rollback isn't actually functioning correctly, it looks like a Dragon Ball Z match? Or would you rather have that 1 to 2 frame stable connection of delay that you're going to have anyway? Because some people forget, when you actually do rollback, there is already consistent variable delay. Now, some games allow you to actually change the variable delay. Some games on PC specifically, like if you play Classic Melty allows you to actually change the actual variable delay. If you play Guilty Gear, I believe Guilty Gear is set at 2 or 3, but some people been encouraging the developers to actually change it to where we can actually set it for ourselves. They can keep it the way it is, but have a setting to where people can change it if they want. This will allow you to play people much further away with better connections, is what it allows you to do. Does Type Lumina allows you to actually change it? Yeah, actually what Type Lumina actually allows you to do with the delay, that actually is changing the set variable delay for the game to actually be able to play connections much further away. If you guys remember when they actually put out the actual tweet where they were saying, hey, if you're trying to play at a person from this distance, put this much delay, from this distance this much delay, and from this distance that much delay. So you get to see the changing in variable delay and how the game actually functions at different distances with that actual change. But with it being constant, just built inside the game, you can't get that functionality of being able to play people at much farther distances, just trying to add a little bit more delay to actually play them. So yeah, it's pretty interesting, and just got me thinking that some of the games that may come out, we just may have to endure a year or two of bad rollback games. Like maybe King of Fighters rollback will never get fixed. Maybe Melty Blood's rollback will never be like as good as Strive's. Maybe some other games like Street Fighter, maybe they will like try to make their own rollback again and it won't be as good. We've seen Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite rollback actually be very good. Like the netcode for that game is actually pretty good, so maybe they already figured it out. But I'm just saying we may have to just endure a small era of like a year or two before every developer comes around and they're as comfortable with making rollback netcodes for their fighting games as comfortable they were making it for their delay based fighting game netcodes that they've been using. So we just gotta wait for developers to get as comfortable as they were before. Imagine one of the games that people been begging to have rollback actually finally gets rollback and then it becomes worse than what it was before. That will be the worst timeline. I haven't even thought about it. Like, imagine if I don't know, Side Games was like, okay, you want rollback? All right, well, we're not hiring artists, we're doing it ourselves, and they put rollback and then the game is less functioning than it was before. It's just a Dragon Ball Z fest because they put the wrong type of rollback or just didn't properly implement it inside the game. So now Granblue went from like, you know, bad netcode to unplayable netcode, like for real. That'd be bad. Worst timeline for that game, worst timeline for Dragon Ball. Let's not see that happen. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying, right? Like, you know, improper put in rollback can just be worse than delay base when it comes to situations like that. We don't want to see things like that. So yeah, let's just hope that this year or two that it takes for developers to get comfortable with it go pretty fast, because we are not trying to see that, man. I'm telling you, you don't want to see that. That is the worst timeline, chat. That is super bad. But yeah, I feel it's been a while since we jumped into some Melty Blood type Lumina, chat. I think we needed to jump into some more Melty later. I actually need to get the PC version. So when I come back from that trip that I told you guys about, I'm actually going to probably get the PC version, and we're going to try to play some more Melty, because I really do like this game. I just haven't been having the time to play as much of it as one. So we're definitely going to try to play some more. New update should be starting this winter too, so I can't wait. Real talk, shout out to the rollback era though. Yeah, real talk, shout out to the rollback era, bro. It is a step in the right direction. I just can't wait till everybody gets on the same accord of it being properly implemented. That would be the best thing, but it will happen sooner than later for sure.